What's up, my loves? This your girl Diamond. I'm back with an all new episode of Family or Fiancé. Let's get into it. Miah and Chris. Oh, if it's Miah or Miah, I don't know. I kept on seeing Miah. I think it's Miah. They met on the night of her divorce party. She was celebrating her divorce. Had a sheet cake and everything. And before she can even blow out the candle, or the ink didn't even dry of her divorce, pretty boy Chris was in the corner, leering at her. She gives her number to the bartender. The next night, he texts her and say, "Hello, future wife." Within 2 months of being with each other, they lived together. 2 months. I don't even know how long this was literally probably her divorce, just got out of courtroom, and then she meets another man. He texts her, say, "Hello, future wife. You moved in with him within 2 months." He cheated. And apparently he wasn't done being single. Girl, you haven't even begun to be single. You was just divorced. You didn't even get a chance to sow your wild oats, get your feet wet. You know what I'm saying? You didn't even get a chance to do that. You instantly got into another relationship. And while I don't know if you felt you was ready, but he wasn't. He cheated. Wasn't really completely done being single. Okay. They reconciled and they got married in February 2016. Got divorced in 2019. They were apart for about a year and a half. He proposed again, and he says he really do love her and he wants to change. I'm literally trying to count. And they met in 2012. I forgot. They met in 2012. So 2012, 2019. You guys have been in a relationship for about 7 years. I'm trying to understand the timeline of when you guys dated until he proposed. Because you just said in 2 months we moved in and then we got married in 2016. So from 2012 to 2016, you guys have been in a relationship. A relationship that he has repeatedly cheated on you with. Okay. And then divorced in 2019. You were married for 3 years and he cheated on you in the relationship and then cheated on you in the marriage and you took him back. I just want to make sure I'm getting it all out. So, both families don't know that they're back together and they're worried about them getting along and wishing them happiness. I don't know how they can wish this happiness. Why would I want to wish my daughter happiness of being with a man who's a serial cheater? Make it make sense. So they meet at the house. Also, before they was in the caravan, he had anxiety. She said, "Your anxiety better?" He said, "No." Chris was like tweaking. Not tweaking on something, but he was just nervous. He was anxious. He couldn't sit still, fidgety. He kept going like this, left and right. I was like, what is wrong with him? I'm like, oh my God. Okay. So, the session with Tracy, we find out that she has a 12-year-old daughter and a 19-year-old son. They had a lot of issues early on in their relationship, as we know. So, she was going through his phone. She saw him texting other women and other than that, and he felt like that was invasion of privacy or something. Like that wasn't, she was going through my phone. You must have been doing something for her to go through your phone, and voila, you were. He had the mindset of, well, I'm not married, so I can do what I want. So when you got married, you should stop doing it. Listen. I don't know when it comes down to you being in a relationship that still gives you the right to do what you want to do. Yes, when you're married, yes, that's final, finito. You pretty much don't get to do what you want to do when you're married. You have to think about the other person. But you was in a committed relationship before you got married, and you still did what you want to do. You feel like being married stops you, or that's like the final part of, it's like, for like cutting you off of everything you want to do. Then you shouldn't have gotten married then. If you did not want to get called out, if you did not want to get caught for the thing that you did, then you shouldn't have gotten married then. Y'all should have just dated, to be honest. Okay, so when they would argue, they would separate. Should probably like, woo-saw here, woo-saw there. She found out he was reaching out to other people because that was one of the issues. He said he started reaching out to other people in his past. She found out he was reaching out to his first wife, his ex-wife. Hello. He has a wife too. He was married. I feel like, do you guys not ask the same questions to both parties? Why is it Miah we're asking the questions of if she was married? Turns out he was married too. And he felt like, that was my wife. That's my ex-wife. It doesn't matter. She don't matter. But apparently, she starts to cry because she thought about, in their entire relationship, Was he thinking about her? Did he want to be with her? Is it always going to be about her? Because what the hell you doing with me if you go and calling your ex-wife for? What am I here for? Go back to her. And Tracy said that's not true because you still said yes to him. And I'm wondering, why did you say yes to him again? She said she thought those feelings that she had about feeling the second choice to the first wife, she thought that it was gone. The feelings weren't there. But then when they got back together, those feelings came back. So the mom doesn't know that they're back together. Hell, nobody knows they're back together. And it would be a different type of conversation if they were, because apparently she told 3 different lies to 3 different people. To her mom, she thought that they were coming on to have a conversation about what would it mean if they were to get back together. Her son thought they were going to a family show. I'm like, what, Family Feud? He thought he was going on Family Feud. This isn't Family Feud. This is not from a live studio audience where it's laughter, fun, jokes, ha-ha giggles, and you get to go home with money. No. This is a live television show with cameras and a very intense soundtrack. This is what's coming into this room. And apparently, this will be the first time that the families have met. In the 7 years y'all have been together, y'all have never crossed paths with neither family. Okay? So, we find out it's been 6 years since Chris seen his family. And his family are already hesitant on how he's going to react when he sees us. Because the divorce. His cousin Shia took Mia's side. I don't know why she wouldn't take her side. She's a woman. I'm not going to advocate for my cousin's bad behavior and say, well, he did what he wanted to do. No. I'm going to look at the woman. I'm a woman. How can I be on your side when you fucked up versus me being with this woman's side? She was the one that was hurt. Fuck you. No, I'm not doing that. So when they separated, he didn't reach out to anybody and nobody reached out to him. So she gave them their task. He has what's changed conversation with her family, and she has cocktails and conversations with his. So we find out who's coming to his family. Miah. We got her mother, Karen, her son, Hisham, and her best friend, Trina. On Chris's side, we got his cousin, Shia, his mother, Pam, and his adoptive mother, Shonda. So everybody comes in. The first time they walk in, her family comes in. Her son walked past her. Sorry. Oof. Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to kill this bug. It was bothering me. Yes, sorry. When her family comes in, her son walks right past her. Didn't say a word. He looked irritated, like he didn't want to be here. Like, this is some bullshit. This is so not what she told me we would be here. And the mom is pretty much confused as to why we're here. I thought you were done with him. And her best friend, Trina, I don't know what she sees in this man. Why does she keep going back to him? I don't know. His family comes. Shia recognizes the engagement ring. She said, are y'all engaged? Yeah. What? Anybody know? Nobody knows. Nobody's gonna know. They're gonna know. How would they know? So the family comes in. They all have a conversation and say, hello, y'all. So apparently there have been some things that were not completely honest with you guys. We are engaged. And we're about to get married. And we want to know what you guys think. The mom. What? Son. Huh? Best friend. What? His family. Huh? What? Okay. Here we go. Going around the room. Karen. The mom. What's changed? What's the difference? I want to know what has changed. Her son. He wants them to be honest with one another. If this is love, y'all need to tell each other how y'all feel. Her best friend. I want her to find someone for her. She deserves better. Because she is such a good person. She's so kind-hearted. She's so passionate. What she has to offer is priceless to someone who will take care of it and value it. Meaning, Chris is an asshole. And he takes you for granted. He takes advantage of how much your niceness, how you were willing to just overlook things. His cousin Shia. I want you guys to come up with other ways to have healthy arguments. You guys are always do a tit for tat, petty conversations. You heard me, so I heard him. This is how he heard me because he heard me. Pam, I need you to commit to this relationship. I don't need to hear about you constantly accepting phone numbers for women in the streets because they fall in love with your eyes and everything, and they just swoon. He got the pretty boy syndrome. And she just be a man about it. Shonda, he needs to take this seriously. You have a grown-up daughter, and I don't think you want to teach her and show her how a man should treat a woman. You need to treat Miah with more respect and a lady. You need to be careful and respectful of her. I'm like, another thing that we didn't know. First, he had an ex-wife, and now he has a grown-up daughter. How old is the daughter? Is the daughter like 21, 19, same age as her son, his sham? Good night. So, we get down. They go into their corners. Task. It was asked. Since everybody came in without knowing nothing, they asked the same questions, back and forth. Why did you hide the relationship? Oh, well, I didn't want to be questioned and about why is I still with him and da-da-da. So you were trying to fix it. Well, yeah, I'm a fixer. I don't know why. I have a need to fix. And I forgot to mention in the beginning, she did not want her mother to know that they got back together because she did not want to let her mother down. Meaning she did not want to hear her mother's opinions and her advice about why the fuck are you still with this man? He has cheated on you multiple times. Why do you take him back? What's changed? I'm not seeing the changes. So since she don't want to hear any negative comments, and obviously comments that she knows make sense, think in your brain, she didn't want to hear it. So Shia, the cousin, is trying to let her know the difference between enabling and being a fixer. You trying to just have everybody know all at once so they can't question you. They just have to accept it. That's not fixing it. That's you covering up a wound that hasn't fully healed. And she pointed out, you are enabling his actions. She said, no, I'm not. An enabler will mean that I know you can't have 10 cheeseburgers, but you want them, so I'm going to let you have them. Okay, well, you can't have 10 women, but then you let him do it anyway. And she took a drink because she knows that makes sense. You are enabling his constant cheating ways and taking him back because he keeps telling you he's sorry, but you know he's not sorry. You know he hasn't changed. And was asked of him, why was the reconciliation under wraps? He felt it wasn't under wraps. He said she should have told them. How was it that she should have told them, but you did not tell your family? Oh, because you haven't seen them about 6 years because you were mad at the cousin for taking her side, not yours. Got it. How long y'all been back together? 5 months and living together. She doesn't fully believe that he's changed. And she's just waiting for the shoe to drop because it was asked. So what's changed? Have you noticed any changes? Have you noticed anything different? She said, well, lately, no. I haven't seen anything. And will you think the changes will come out before you get married, after you get married? Because obviously she is not fully trusting nor believing that after they gotten back together, things have been good. Because I think she believes that once they stay in a committed situation, he's going to cheat. So she's pretty much keeping him at a test. This is a test drive. If I'm going to give you all of me again after I've gotten divorced, got married, got divorced again, and now I'm engaged to you again, what is going to change? Because obviously he's been trying to be real good on his best behavior to not fuck up until it says I do. So then it was asked, yeah, I already said that. And so you guys set a date. She wanted to get married on the day that they got married again, which is in February 2016. He said that's bad luck. How about we get married when we got engaged, which was November 11th. And she said, this year? That's fucking soon. Now, it's October, real time now. So, if y'all been together for 5 months, that means that y'all been together since what, May? June, y'all May something maybe, May, June, that summer maybe. And you want to get married in November? What is the rush that you guys cannot space this out and figure it out before y'all just go right back into jumping in the room again? What's the rush? It was asked of Chris, would you be open to at least a 1 year long engagement, or has a date been set? He said November 11th. Do you know what a love language is? He said no. There was supposed to be some practices of a love language that Miah has asked of him, but they haven't done it yet. It was asked of Miah, does he treat you the way you want to be treated? Sometimes. She says sometimes, even though she has expressed specifically what she wants, what her love language is quality and acts of service. She said she told him this very clearly, very calmly, and she said he got it. But then he would come home after going to the mall and say, I bought you some gifts. So to apparently his love language means, let me shower you with a whole lot of trinkets and shit. You're going to just, look past that. I just cheated on you last week. You're just going to look past, I just had an inappropriate conversation with another woman last month. Let me shower you with gifts so you could just be so in tune with all the glitters and gold to put salt over a wound that hasn't healed yet. Put a Band-Aid on. This is a quick Band-Aid for you. Why do you think Miah has decided to go back to you? Because she loves me and I love her and we're trying to get past the past. The mom, same question. What is different about this change? He said no infidelities because of his insecurities. The past issues has occurred. If you could change one thing about him, what would it be? His insecurity. Because if he did not stand so much in his way, he'll be so much farther. And he needs intense therapy because it can lead to him admitting or not admitting the childhood trauma of his life, which is the source of his insecurity. We find out that his mother died. His mother was killed when he was 15. And he never sought counseling after that. And that has pretty much been the source and his reasoning, his actions of why he just can't be a committed man. He always self-sabotage. When things are going too good, he has to wreck it because he feels like it's not fair that he's doing good because his mom is not here to be there with him while he's living good. So before he can even accept him being in a good position, he fucks it up. Good life, good relationship, being with someone who loves him, he just cannot accept it because he feels like it's not fair. I'm cheating on my mother with a good life and she's not here. Will you seek counseling and what do you hope to get out of counseling? They didn't do marriage counseling the first time, so they are going to do it because of his mom. He lost his mom at a young age. And he tends to unleash all his anger to the people that he loved, and he's been lost ever since. So like I said, it was news that his mother was killed, and it still sticks to him to this very moment. I've already said all that. I said all that before. Yeah, I said it right there. I already summed it up in that moment right there. So, family dinner. We asked again, that he did not know your love language. This makes Miah be very annoyed because she feels like she's a broken record. I have had a conversation with you about what my love language is and how I want things to be done, how I want you to, but you said you didn't know. You want me to be specified. How much more can I specify when I say quality time and acts of service? That means I want us to spend more time together. I didn't need to go with you to Mexico. I really didn't need the shopping spree. You know what I'm saying? I don't need you to buy things for me in order for you to showcase your love for me. Just tell me. You know what I'm saying? While you being all nice and sweet, I want you to tell me, babe, you look so pretty this morning. I just love the way you make me happy. I love the way you cuddle. You have to tell me. You know what I'm saying? I can't read your mind. So apparently, whenever it's not about him. If it's not up to Chris's favor, it's not about him, he takes that as an attack towards him. So, and then it's her tone. I don't know if I'm in a twilight zone, but I felt like she wasn't in a tone with him. I think she was in a tone because she was annoyed. We've had this conversation more than once. I was in a very clear tone when I talked to you about this. So why are you acting like we have never had a conversation about this? So everybody was like, it's the tone, baby. It's the tone. What? So when it comes to her feelings being recognized, he dismisses it like, here we go again. Okay. So obviously do a lot of talking at each other and not listening. And she said, sometimes I come to him quietly, but he thinks I'm talking to him like I'm crazy. Like I'm talking at him. Even though she admitted she talks at him, I think she talks at him because she's so aggravated with wanting to understand what the fuck are you doing? I'm the one that should not be on edge every 5 minutes while you're just looking all lost and confused like, I don't know. Dude, you have this girl on her seat every time because you tend to cheat. Okay. So then, of course, they just want her to come with a different way of talking. Y'all need to come with a different way of having a conversation without going at each other. Not trying to attack each other. And her son, he's Sham, so smart. He said, listen, before you guys go about this, I don't know why you guys are in such a rush to come to things that's bigger than you. Because let's not forget, this is a very serious commitment. And I want you guys to be in a stable environment, especially my little sister, so she can have a much better environment than I did. Because you need to be honest with your kids to tell them what is truly going on. Because how can you put your 12-year-old daughter through a roller coaster like this? Invite a man that she barely knew, marry him, don't know if they have a relationship with, and then he cheat, you divorce him, you separate, take him back. A girl don't need to be seeing this. She don't need to be seeing a dysfunctional, toxic relationship about her mother, who for some odd reason cannot be by herself. I don't know what it is, and how she just cannot see that this man is a piece of shit. I don't know. So her mom and Trina, they go talk to her outside and are asking, what does she think? Ask, is she suddenly just, is she sent? Okay, so basically in a nutshell, they were pretty much asking her, oh yeah, I forgot. At the dinner, the fact that she tells him he has so much potential to be better than what he is, but then he tends to get on his own way. Her best friend chimes in and said, what have you always told me? To not date potential, don't date potential. Because you can't fix a man, and you can't train him to be the man that you want him to be. If you can't raise a man. You can't raise a man. So it's like, if you feel like you have to constantly, what's the word, build him up to be more than what he is, and he can't see for himself, that's not your problem. That's his problem on how he feels like every action that he does get reprimanded, because we are now at the family dinner and nobody has checked him about his cheating. Again, it's not just I understand about him losing his mom at a young age, because my husband lost his mom at a young age at 15 as well. But my husband have never used the loss of his mother as a pass for him to do terrible, wrong things, especially cheating in a relationship. Never done that. This man is using his constant need to attach himself to a woman, but not being in a relationship. It's just to be with a woman, just to have one. And he's definitely using the fact that he is a pretty light-skinned boy with light eyes, that he's going to get his way and nobody going to check him on it. And it's like her best friend is trying to tell her, what has changed? Nothing. Because she's even saying it right now. What has changed? Has he shown you any changes since we've been here? At this time, no. Do you think he's going to change once everything comes out, or once we finish this process? At this time, no. If we was to flip and you tell me this, what would you say to me? You would cuss me out. You damn right you would curse me out, because I don't understand on how you can't even answer the question. You have no answer. When it was cocktails and conversations, you couldn't answer whether or not you will still be in the same position if he changed. You're still waiting for the old Chris to show, probably because the old Chris never went away. It's just been covered because he's on this show and he's making you look out to be the one with the problematic problem, but it's not. It's him. You're so defensive and you're so controlling because he's cheated on you so many times. You can't even breathe or even feel like you're in a better relationship with him because he's going to cheat. Child. Like her mom say, I want you to do better for yourself. I want you to find yourself. I don't think you had a time to find yourself once you got divorced, because you hopped into another relationship. But she said, if you had the power to choose from me, you would choose no. Of course I would. But I know this is your life, your relationship, but I want you to think about it. Can you really see and tell me with your heart of hearts that this man has changed? Are you willing to get married to him again? Day 2. So it's a new day, new light. She's more honest about her opinions and her honest about her reasoning as to why she did not tell her mom that, that they got back together. First, she want to let her mother down. Now this time, she not want to hear the negative comments. Tracy said that's more honest than you were yesterday. Has your relationship with your mom been good? No, it's been rocky because she was molested as a child. And she resented her for a long time. And they just got back to a really good place about 4 years ago because she acknowledged the fact that she wasn't there to protect her from being molested by somebody. Either she let watcher, a family member, I do not know. But that is so sad. The fact that she is still in the back of her mind playing on what happened to her. I do believe this is probably because of how she's controlling where she's standing, or what she wants to really, allow and accept with Chris, because she's still going back in her mind about the man who assaulted her, the man who took advantage of her, how she had no control, no voice, no way to scream out for help. So now she's controlling all of that in Chris, but she's not seeing how Chris is even more fucked up, because he is not acknowledging what he did. He keeps on saying the past is the past. So, again, back to the love language, on how he needs to learn love language. It irritates her because she has specifically, again, expressed what her love language were. And apparently, whenever it comes down to her trying to explain her feelings, it's like a slap in the face for her. So Tracy said she's controlling, and how she's controlling her behavior, her actions, and pretty much, waiting for him to say you do something wrong. If you didn't do this, then why are you doing this? If you didn't think that was wrong. But I don't know. To me, I feel like how as women, when we do tend to know things about how a man is, he'll cheat again, and we tend to browbeat him every 5 minutes when he might do something, might not be doing something. But Tracy, I felt like you just hopping on to her issues. We're not discussing his. We're not discussing his issues. I get it. She's controlling. I get it. She's, wants to take accountability about how she can play her part. But what about him? He hasn't been told not a damn thing about why he's cheated. All we know is he's a broken boy who hasn't grieved the loss of his mom. And he uses that as a pass to go out and cheat. I'm lost. Okay. So then, talks about his mom. His mom was a very strong-willed woman, and... Oh, wait, am I doing it right? Yeah, I am. His mom was a strong-willed woman, and apparently, when she died, there was nobody else around him to talk to him, because in the Black community, we do not think about grief counseling, therapy. And while his aunt has someone to talk to because her sister died, they didn't think to talk to him. They didn't think that the kids, needed some talking to. Even though he was young, they did not think that he needed to be talked to. They did not think they needed to understand where he was coming from, because he did just lose his mother. So obviously, it's okay for you to be in a place for you to be there without your mom there. So she invites Dr. Romney, who is a very good grief and trauma counselor. And she just pretty much, tells him it is okay for you to think that you are moving on with your life, because your mom will want you to move on. She'll want you to be happy. She'll want you to do things that makes you happy. She'll want that for you. And the fact that you feel like it's a what's the word? It's a word. I can't say betrayal. You feel like it's wrong for you to not live your life because your mom is here. Your mom is not here. And he started crying. They all started crying. And Miah, she feels heavy, because even though she has gone past some things in her life, there are some things that she has accepted, knowing that she shouldn't have accepted it. She just kept on, taking in, and not realizing that I know I don't need to take this. I know I don't need to accept this. Why am I accepting it? So it's not healthy to using their pain as a weapon. Him using his loss of losing his mother at a young age should not be a weapon against Miah so he can go out and cheat. And I really could say it's not her weapon to push him away or control him, because she couldn't control of a man violating her. She could not prevent it. It just happened. And she just accepted it and just went through a whole lot of probably bad, toxic relationship with men. And she just felt like she did not deserve no better, what she just could get, and that was it. So that was a very that was a very telling therapy lesson. Everybody was crying, but again, we did not talk about why does he cheat, because it's understood from the beginning about his mother. It's really understood. But the fact of the matter is, there is still something else that is still stemming from him, that he just feels like because he lost his mom, he can still cheat and give excuses and gets taken care of. Nope. So, day 3, Miah admits it was a very intense therapy session, but she recognized the controlling behavior and started to take accountability. And they both agreed to seek individual counseling and couples counseling. So they came up with a very surprising decision that I didn't think that was going to do. So blessing ceremony, no wedding. They're not getting married because they want to seek professional counseling and individual counseling for their journey. Everybody was happy and pleasantly surprised for them. And they're going to support them on healing individually. So that was pretty much it. Update. Upon returning home, Miah called Chris, entertaining another woman. She's kicked him out and hasn't seen each other since. She blocked his number, courtesy of her mom giving her that opinion, that option. And he has not started therapy for the deal with the loss of his mother. And that was the end of the episode. I was like, are you kidding me right now? I literally was looking at the television screen. I'm like, we did not even get down to the root of the issues as to why he cheats. He has not changed. There hasn't been no changed behavior because he wanted to tell Tracy he's a different person. No, we're not different. We're all the same. We're all the same person. But you think if your behavior has changed? Yes, your behavior could be different tactics. But no. Coming home, you're still entertaining another woman. And you're supposed to be engaged. No. This was another episode where we did not tack on to the main root of the issue. The main root. Cheatation. Cheatation. I am not absolving him because he lost his mom. Like I said, I sympathize with that. But something else has happened to him where he feels like because he lost his mother, that can be a scapegoat for him to treat women like shit. Treat them like trash cans bins. I have them, now I give them away. No. Y'all, that's it. That's all I got. Please stay tuned for my next video. And I'm going to see you guys later. Bye.